receiver gloves. It makes it a little stickier, so when you pass the ball, it's easier to catch it. So it's not just your hands. So they have something a little bit more so you can catch it. I don't know if you guys, they're a little stinky. I have to warn you. I've warned them before. So. And one of them's torn too. Okay, so I guess I'll start off. You guys know who I am, Nick Yelton. I guess I'll have you guys go around the room, introduce yourselves, and tell me something you know about football, American football, or something you want to know about American football. We'll start with you.
I don't know anything about
You know anything? What's your name first?
Samando.
What's that?
Samando.
Oh, okay. You don't know anything about football?
No.
What do you want to know about football?
What I want to know?
Yeah, what would you like to know? What would you like to learn?
Basic rules. So
Basic rules,
yeah.
okay. What's your
Eugene.
Eugene?
Yes.
Anything you?
Not really. But I like it. But the thing is, I'm lucky to have you here.
What's that?
I'm lucky to have you here to explain us about the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I know about soccer, but about the football, I have no idea about it.
Football's a little bit more complicated, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty fun to watch. So hopefully once I get done teaching you guys a little bit next year when they're playing, you guys can understand a little bit and understand what's going on.
Alright.
Anybody else know anything about football?
What is that?
The Seahawks beat the
The Seahawks, yes, the Seahawks beat the Broncos. I was very happy to see that. I do not like the Broncos, so that was a
Oh,
very
I like
good thing.
Broncos though.
You like the Broncos?
So,
Or are you a Broncos fan?
I see her.
I am Broncos fan.
Oh,
Me too.
See her.
no, we can't have that. We can't have that. Okay. See if I can teach you guys something else. Okay, here we go. American football. It's broken down in this country and in like Canada is the same thing. It's broken down. National Football League, the NFL, is your top professional athletes. Those are the guys that get paid to play the game. Right below that is college football. That's like me. You get scholarships from high school to play the game. There's a lot of teams around the country. There's different divisions, different levels of teams that you can play for in college. Usually these are the guys that are going to play at National Football League. So these are the guys that are learning the skills to play at the National Football League, to be a professional and get paid the big bucks to play the game of football. There's arena football. The rules are a little different. It's inside. Those are the guys, actually, most of these guys that play arena football have played college football, but they're not quite good enough to play in the pros. So there's arena teams around the country that they play for. The rules are a little different. They still get some money, but not as much. They're professional athletes technically, but they also have other jobs because they can't support themselves with just arena football. Then there's high school football. That's where every college player has to play high school football. That's like your senior high school. It's around the nation. I mean, that's a very big thing too. And then there's like Pee Wee football. So everybody learns. I mean, there's a step to go. If you ever want to make it to the National Football League, you pretty much have to start here or even lower. So there's a lot of skills and a lot of techniques that you have to learn in order to play.
What is this Pee-wee? Where
Pee Wee football.
Yeah.
Pee Wee football is like it's usually set up through whatever town you live in. So
Okay.
I'm from Laramie, Wyoming. So my Pee Wee football league was in Laramie, with kids around Laramie. Usually it depends what
Is it
age
like
you
a
start.
local team?
What's that?
Is it like a local team?
Yeah, like a local team. But it's usually I started in the 4th grade. It was my first year playing tackle football. So I've been playing tackle football since I was probably, 10, 11?
Okay.
So they're really little guys. They're learning just like you guys are, basic positions of the game, basic strategies, basic rules of the game. That's a lot like little kids just running after the football. It's a lot of fun to watch, and they have a lot of fun too, but they're still learning.
But they need to alternate the school and the Pee-wee.
What's that?
They need to alternate or to turn in different places, in the Pee-wee and in the school? Or
No,
the school
this
has
is-
this Pee-wee?
It depends. Some towns, it depends on where you are in the nation. Some towns are really big into football, So it will be done through the school,
Oh, yeah.
like elementary school. But other towns, like where I'm from, it's still a big deal, but it's done through the city, so it's like a city league.
Okay.
So that when there's all different elementary schools, they can come together and play in one league, so they all play each other, because they're eventually going to play on the same high school team.
So it isn't out of the question for a
excited I got to teach you guys this because this is something that I want to do in my profession is coach at this level and at this level. So this is right up my alley for what I like to do. So, okay, so the National Football League. So this is the professional guys. These are the guys that get paid big money to play the game. There's 32 teams in the National Football League. 32 separate teams that are in a different town everywhere except for New York. New York's a little different. 2 divisions. So like just like your soccer team, how there's divisions and there's different like conferences and things. It's separated between the NFC and AFC, and then within each of these is a division. So like try to explain it. So in the NFC, which is the National Football Conference, NFC North, this is the division. These guys play each other every year. No matter, these guys usually play each other once, maybe even twice. So in a National Football League season, these guys have 17 games now. They just changed that to 17 games. So these guys play these guys at least once, if not twice, and then other teams around the league once until 17 games is up. So it depends. Year to year, they change who they're playing and where they're playing at. You guys know some of these teams, the Chicago Bears, or the Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings. Usually teams in a conference, so the NFC North, this is a division in this conference, these guys are really big rivals. So you guys should be able to tell that from Minnesota Vikings. Everybody up here is a Minnesota Vikings fan. I don't like the Vikings per se. Everybody else up here, they're either a Minnesota Vikings fan or a Packers fan. So
This is the Vikings,
Okay, can you show us
the
what
Lions.
this one's the Vikings.
Yep.
This is the Detroit Lions right here.
Yep.
Green Bay Packers is right here,
Okay.
and Chicago Bears is up here.
Then I am the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep, this is the
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings. Yep.
Yep.
So it's
I
pretty
have-
much like a baseball or basketball system.
Yeah, it's a lot like that where there's divisions and
East,
within that
West.
East West, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. In football, NFC and AFC is not quite divided up East and West. I mean, they have East and West, but some teams, because it's a business, it's like each team is a business. They have a general manager, they have a president, they have a vice president, they have all that stuff. It's a business in itself, so they can move if they choose to. It's kind of complicated because it takes a lot for a team to move it. I mean, there's a lot of money wrapped up in that, in like an arena, in a stadium, in people you hire and everything. It has to be, it's a whole city thing. It's a lot of money to do something like that. And it usually doesn't happen very often just because it is so expensive to do something like that. So this is it within the NFC again. Here's some of the teams in NFC South. So the Atlanta Falcons. This is the Falcons right here. Carolina Panthers over here. You guys know Cam Newton. He plays for the Carolina Panthers. New Orleans Saints right here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers right there.
I see the Atlanta Falcons.
Yep, the Atlanta Falcons, they didn't do so well this year, but I don't mind them. They're a pretty good team. NFC East, Dallas Cowboys. You guys should know who the Dallas Cowboys is. It's America's team. There's a lot of people that don't like the Cowboys nowadays, but it's okay. New York Giants right here. Philadelphia Eagles. And the Washington Redskins.
I go to that one.
You like Washington Redskins? RG3 plays, Robert Griffin III plays for the Redskins. That's my roommate's favorite team. I'm not a big fan of them either. I usually just like my team.
Just like you.
Yeah, I'm pretty biased. NFC West, Arizona Cardinals is right up here.
That's the one.
Arizona Cardinals are in Arizona. San Francisco 49ers are in California.
I like that.
St. Louis Rams, they're in St. Louis. Yeah. Seahawks, you guys know who the Seahawks are. So, these guys won the Super Bowl. That's the big trophy. That's like the World Cup. That's the greatest, the World Championship. It takes a lot for a team to get there. What's that?
There is some Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals? They've been struggling too. Okay, here's the AFC. This is the conference that my favorite football team is in. This is the AFC North. It's not the division my favorite team's in, but this is a pretty good division too. Baltimore Ravens right up there is this one. Cincinnati Bengals, that's their logo. Pittsburgh Steelers right there, and Cleveland Browns. AFC South. one of my favorite teams at. Tennessee Titans.
Nice.
There's not many people around here that are Titans fans. They're a pretty new team. They're struggling the last couple of years, but I mean, you still have to be a fan. So I'm a fan. Here's the Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, and then the Jacksonville Jaguars. So
No.
within this conference, there's a big rivalry. I don't like any of these teams except for the Titans. I don't like watching them.
that one.
Like this one? They might be good this year. They're gonna have a pretty good draft pick.
What, Jaguars?
Uh-huh. I like it.
Yeah. So I don't like the three other teams. I want to see them lose every week. So here's the AFC East. New England Patriots are right there. They're usually really good too. You guys know, quarterback from them is Tom Brady. Probably see his name in the news a lot. He's really good. Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins right here, and New York Jets.
I saw them.
You like this one?
No, it's pretty bad.
It's
No,
bad.
I don't like it, but I saw the logo very often.
Oh really? AFC West. Here you guys go. You guys know the Broncos, right? Denver Broncos. They were in the Super Bowl. I was glad to see them lose. The Oakland Raiders are in California. That's my roommate's favorite team. Kansas City Chiefs. This is their logo. And then the San Diego Chargers right here. That's their logo. I'll explain some of the basics. So just like in soccer, there's offense and defense, right? Do you guys ever all understand soccer?
Yes.
Everybody? Okay. So there's offense and defense. Someone's trying to move the ball and score a goal, and someone's trying to stop them from scoring a goal, right? Okay. There's 11 men per team that can be on the field at one time. So every offense, no matter what play it is, no matter if it's a punt, if it's a pass, if it's a run, no matter what time, they have to have 11 people on the field. Same with the defense. They have to have 11, so that way it's fair. The offense has 4 plays to get 10 yards. So they have 4 chances to move this thing 10 yards. It has to go 10 yards or else the other team gets the ball and the defense wins. So just like rugby, you guys know rugby too? You're trying to advance the ball upfield. Well, they have 4 plays to get the ball 10 yards or else the other team gets the ball. What usually happens, if you guys seen any games recently, is they go 3 plays. If they don't get the 10 yards on the 4th play, they punt it. So that means they kick the ball to the other team, and the other team has a chance to score. Okay? Everybody following me? I'll show you in just a sec Okay, so here we go. This is a defense. Say this is on a field. This is the defense and this is the offense. You have to have 11 people on the team. You have to have 11 people on the field at one time. Same with offense. So this is different positions. They're just represented. Usually you'll see them as zeros or X's. Usually an offense has zeros and a defense has an X if someone's writing up a play or something. Okay? This might help a little bit too. So this is an NFL field. This is the same thing that Pee Wee plays on, that high school plays on, college plays on. Everybody plays on the same field. It's 100 yards from right here to right here. So that's 300 feet. So it's a pretty good size. Have you guys seen the field out here? I mean, it's a pretty long field. It's pretty big. It's 50 yards from right here to right here. So they have 300 feet, 150 feet to play on. So what you're trying to do as an offense, so you're trying to score a goal, right? Just like soccer, you're trying to score a goal. Well, you have to get the football to the other side of the field. So say the offense is playing over here. We got the ball right here. What we're trying to do is get to that other end zone. And that's worth 6 points. Okay, that's a touchdown. You guys probably see a lot of the time there's 7 points on like when the team scores, they usually get 7 points, right? You guys see that a lot? It's kind of a weird number. I don't know where they came up with it, but it makes it unique. It makes it fun. It makes it scoring opportunities and different strategies a little bit more complex and a little bit interesting. And so you guys know the basic layout of the field. Got that. So here's 10 yards, right? So say I'm on offense, like I played in college. I'm on offense. We have the ball right here. Okay. We have 4 downs, 4 attempts at getting the ball to right here. So that way it's manageable. You don't have to get all the way to this field. You don't have to just throw the ball up and go for big chunks. You can just go short little yards. You can go 3 yards at a time. So I can go 3 yards. First play. 3 yards the second play, 4 yards third play. I have a first down. I get to start over and I get to just manage the clock and keep going and try to get all the way down there. I'll explain some of the players on the field. So, you guys know offensive players, right? Quarterbacks. That's the guy that throws the football, right? So you guys know Tom Brady. You guys know Russell Wilson. He plays for the Seahawks, right? Okay, so what a quarterback does, a quarterback is the one that passes the ball. He's usually the one that's the best on the team at throwing the football. That's how the coaches decide who gets the football. So whoever can throw the ball the best, he's going to be the quarterback. He's the captain of the team. He's going to decide. He's going to call a lot of plays and a lot of different audibles on an offensive squad. He's usually the smartest one on the football field. Quarterback has to be the smartest. He's the one that hands the ball off to either a running back or can pass the ball to a wide receiver. Okay, so the next position is a running back. A running back runs the
Ready
ball.
to run.
Yeah, he runs the ball. So, do you guys know who's probably the most famous running back in the league right now? You guys know any running backs? No?
No.
I know
About-
them, but I don't know their names.
Frank Gore, he plays for San Francisco. Marshawn Lynch, he plays for the Seahawks. We got a couple Seahawks fans in here. You guys get that? Okay, so they say they run the ball. So here, Jade, you're gonna be a quarterback.
Alright.
Okay, come on up here. You're gonna be a quarterback. You're gonna hand the ball off to me. So you're facing that way. I'm the running back. Say I'm the running back. She's the quarterback. She gets the ball from the center. She says hike,
Hike.
and then she's gonna hand the ball off to me, and I'm gonna try to run this way. I'm gonna try to score a touchdown, right? Okay. The defense, they're trying to tackle me.
Yep.
They can do whatever they want. They can hit me. They can trip me. They can grab me. They can do whatever they want. It's a violent game. They get pretty crazy with it.
I know it is.
So that's the running back. Offensive lineman, that's what I played this year in football. I'm trying to block the defense. I'm trying to
So they
save.
can run.
Yeah, I'm trying to save the quarterback and the running back so they don't get hurt because they're the pretty people on the team, right? Offensive linemen are usually the biggest guys on the football field. I know offensive linemen that are 6'11", 360 pounds, and they can move faster than probably anybody in this room. They're quick.
Ow.
Wide receivers, those are the guys. Yeah.
What is a fault there?
What's that?
A fault.
A fault?
Yeah.
Like a
Or you
penalty?
don't have, yeah, like a
A
penalty.
penalty is when you do something that's against the rules. There's rules for offense and for defense. So one rule is you can't grab a face mask.
Okay.
No matter what position you play, no matter where you are on the field, you can't touch anybody's face mask. Sometimes it happens, but usually you see it when a defensive player is going against an offense, and they'll grab the quarterback's face mask. They try to keep people. That's how people get hurt. Is when you're wearing a helmet and someone grabs your face mask, because that's going to pull on your neck. I mean, that can really hurt somebody. That's where a lot of injuries come from. There's that. You can't. This is where the big difference is. On defense, you can grab, you can hold, you can do whatever you want, because you don't know where the ball's going. On offense, you can't hold. You can't grab the jersey. If they see an official sees the jersey being pulled anywhere from an offensive player, that's penalty. We're going back 10 yards, 15 yards. So it's bad. You don't want that. Usually they don't call it all that much, but sometimes it gets called. People like the offensive linemen like me are trying to avoid that. There's like a certain line that you want to hold, but you don't want to get caught, because everybody does it. You just don't want to get caught.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
In that one, how do they score?
How do they score?
Yeah. Like penalty?
What's that?
Like if they, how do they score penalty?
How they score penalty.
They don't score a penalty, they score a touchdown. What a penalty is an official during the play, so as they're moving the ball, they see something that is against the rules. So they see someone pulling, they see someone pulling on face mask, they see someone doing something wrong. They'll call the play dead, so they have to stop whatever they're doing. They can't advance this anymore. And then they stop and they take them backwards. So you can't, there's not like, you don't score a penalty. You score a touchdown, which is worth 6 points. Okay?
That's when you, as penalty, you'll see flags.
Yeah, but you see the yellow
Flags
flag. I don't have anything yellow.
Ground, they'll throw a flag.
They will throw, yeah.
Yeah, they'll throw a flag. They'll throw something yellow.
So
Okay.
they have the card like red card and yellow card.
No, they don't have a red card or yellow card. No, it's the penalties. It's still a penalty, but the only differences in penalties is how much they take them back.
So if it's like, for example, if any player hits someone in his face, like, I mean, the mask.
If you kick them in the mask, that's going to be a 15-yard personal foul. That is the most extreme foul you can do. That's worth 15 yards. You try to avoid at all costs. Usually, some other ones are 5 yards, so you don't move far back. But they'll still call it the same. They'll still call it a penalty. There's not. They don't call like a red. They don't throw a red flag. They just throw the yellow flag. It just signals to everybody that there's a penalty on the field. So, Jade, I think you're moving into the time. Okay. Here's a couple of famous players on offense, the quarterbacks. These are the guys that everybody knows. This is Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. You guys know Peyton Manning, right? He's in the Super Bowl. He's really, really good. Here's some guys on defense. We have defensive linemen, so they're the guys across from me. They're the big guys too. They're just almost as big as offensive linemen, not quite as big though. They're pretty quick. Behind them is linebackers. Behind them is safeties, and then cornerbacks. So they cover the sides. I'll show you guys in a diagram who they're going to be. So you guys know who these guys are, right? Have you guys seen this guy before? Clay Matthews. He's probably the most famous guy on defense in the entire National Football League. He's really, really good. He plays a linebacker. That's what his
No,
position
he's
is.
not the front. No.
Nope, this is J.J. Watt. He's probably the most popular and well-known defensive lineman. He's a big boy. They're both really big. I mean, you can tell. You got to be really big to play in the National Football League. I mean, these guys are really big. They put me to shame. They make me look small.
They play until which ages, for example?
What's that?
The older
When is that?
They're
player.
older. Usually in the National Football League, they're going to be. They're probably going to be as young as 22, 23, but they can play as long as they're good. So they could play.
If you have 40.
Yeah, you could be 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends.
They're
It
in a
depends
good
on the
shape, you
position
can
they play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
how many injuries they've had? If they haven't
I
been
mean-
able to get up
And
and
how
Yeah.
do
many
their job.
changes?
How many changes?
Are
Like-
permitted in a play, for example, for a team.
What do you mean by changes? Like
You can
substitutions?
change some player. in
You
the
can
game, or-
do that. You can substitute out as many people as you want between plays, not as the play's going on,
Yeah.
not as the ball's moved, but between plays you can change out the entire team.
Oh.
It depends. Yeah.
Only
Um,
5 minutes
A
left.
lot of the professional players they'll play until they get turned down. So the organization's got to turn someone down, turn someone away, and they have to retire.
So do you have like in soccer they play like 90 minutes? How many minutes do they play
Oh,
In the
they take
National
one
Football
out.
League, there's 4 quarters of 15 minutes long. So they play one half, so it's a half an hour of football, and then they get a 12-minute break in between, and then a half an hour of football. So there's 4 quarters. They get a break in between each quarter. So it's first quarter, you get like a 5-minute break. You play the second quarter, which is 15 minutes. You get a 12-minute break, which is halftime, right? And then you play third quarter. You get a 5-minute break between third and fourth quarter, and then you play the last quarter as a fourth quarter. That's 15 minutes. And that changes like for levels too. So like younger kids, like little kids, are gonna play like maybe 10 minutes, 10-minute quarters. So it's not as long. I mean, that gets a little bit more dangerous the more time you play. So- This is your quarterback. This is Tom Brady. This is Russell Wilson, Peyton Manning. This is where I played. This is the big guys. This is you saw the guy flexing down the bottom, number 99, J.J. Watt. This is where he plays. He's trying to hit these guys. It's very violent. I mean, you're just trying to go hurt somebody sometimes. This is your linebackers. That's the guy that was doing the Predator thing, the really big guy, 52, in the yellow and green. That's him. That's where he plays, is right here. And then these guys are covering the wide receivers. So the wide receivers, those are the guys trying to catch the ball. That's like you. You're trying to catch the ball. Quarterback's trying to throw the ball to get a touchdown, make big yards. So he's going up the top of everybody else. He's going big time. These guys are the guys that catch the ball. So they run. They have different routes, different things that they do to try to get away from these guys and not get tackled. Because these guys are trying to hurt these guys. These guys are trying to avoid all these guys. Okay? Okay, touchdown's worth 6 points. Field goal, or a PAT, is worth 1 point. And that's a field goal. You guys know that, right? The big yellow things? Big yellow
Sometimes
things.
they
You see
put
those.
it as penalty too, right?
What's that?
They put it as penalty too sometimes.
A
When
field
they
goal? Or?
finish, like when they do the
Oh, yeah.
touchdown,
Penalty
they have
kick?
to kick it.
That's not a penalty. No, the team has a chance to either score 1 point or they can go for 2 points. If they need 2 points to win the game, say they're tied, they have a chance to run the ball or pass the ball into the touchdown,
Okay.
or they can just they get a chance to just kick the ball between the field goal posts.
But that's every touchdown?
Every
Okay.
touchdown, the offense either gets to kick it through this or try to score 2 points and run the ball into the touchdown again.
But how high it has to be? Like,
This is usually 10 feet off the ground, so this is like NBA, the rim is at 10 feet. That's where this is. It's 10 feet off the ground. So, I mean, you still have to kick it over. Big guys like me and bigger guys, they're standing in front of you. You still have to kick it. You guys have seen that, right? When they kick it up between these things, they still have to kick it over all of them and far enough to where it'll go between there. So it's pretty hard. I mean, it's not as easy as it looks. I've tried. That's why I don't play that position. Okay, Jade, I think you gotta go.
In fact, to kick it over the